shipping changes.
Hey, what's up, Rockstars? Welcome into the RockstarFlipper YouTube channel. Sunday evening, it's gonna be late when this goes up. Today's January 27th, 2019. After the thread that I posted and the videos that I posted live in my Facebook and Instagram platforms, it seems there's a whole bunch of myths about selling on Amazon that people have, and so I just wanted to clear up the biggest myths. I came up with like 8 or 9 of these myths that I think we should cover right now, because I think a ton of people are not selling on Amazon because they're scared of Amazon and they have a whole lot of misinformation, and some people have probably told them the wrong things, or they've read the wrong things on comments or Facebook or social media, and I just want to clear up all of the big ones. So I literally got hammered. If you go watch the YouTube video that I just posted from the other day, or you go and watch the live shows inside my Facebook group or Instagram, man, people were just blowing it up. And this is on the free Facebook group, Thrifter Reseller World. Search for that on Facebook and join it, and you'll see the threads about it. You can just search for my name and you'll see the post that I made. And again, also on my YouTube video, you can read the comment section. So myth number 1, let's just jump into it. And myth number 1 is that you can only sell brand new merchandise on Amazon, and that's completely false. Those of you that have followed me for a while or used to watch my Amazon, almost everything I sold was used. Probably, I would say a fair assessment is like 96 to 98% of everything I sold was used. At our peak on Amazon, we're far down from where we used to be, but we had 2,900 active items, and I would guess 2,800 to 2,850 were used items. Video games, electronics, cameras, lenses, iPods, microphones, some other, books are all used. All that stuff is used. I did get my share of brand new, and a lot of people have this misconception because a lot of people go retail arbitrage, they buy brand new stuff, they ship it in, and that's a great business model. You can really make money doing that if you're in the right area, but it's not required. Used merchandise is phenomenal, and you can make a lot of money selling used merchandise on Amazon. So that's myth number 1, that you can't sell used. You absolutely can. You can sell collectible, you can sell new, you can sell used, you can sell all kinds of stuff. So the second myth is that it is more expensive or too expensive to have an Amazon seller account, an Amazon store, than compared to, say, eBay. And that's completely false as well. So for those of you that don't know, the cost of Amazon to sell is $40 a month, which is really cheap. If you're gonna be a serious seller and you're gonna run a business, what's $40 a month? You can have a free Amazon account. The problem is, if you have a free Amazon account, it's an individual account rather than a pro account. You are not allowed to take advantage of FBA Amazon Prime, which, if you don't know what FBA is, fulfilled by Amazon, it means when you buy merchandise, you ship it into Amazon's warehouse and they take care of storing it for you and packing it and shipping it out to your customer, and that allows your item to show up on Amazon's website as Prime and sell to people that have Prime memberships with their 2-day shipping. If you have an individual account that's free, you cannot do that. You have to store everything yourself and ship it out yourself, which is fine because a lot of people do store the stuff themselves and ship it even when they have the pro account, but you're also going to be charged an extra $1 final selling fee for every item that sells on an individual account. So if you were to sell 40 items, you'd obviously be spending $40 extra. It would make sense to just go ahead and get the pro account anyhow. I recommend most people to just get an individual account if you just want to get your feet wet and sell a few items, learn how the platform works, build yourself up for 1 month, maybe 2 months, and then go ahead and upgrade to the pro account. If you really just want to jump in, get the pro account right off the top. But $40 is not that much money. And when we compare it to eBay stores, your premium store, which I have, a majority of you guys have premium stores, that's up to 1,000 active or new listings without a fee. That's a $60 store. Meanwhile, Amazon's charging you $40 for unlimited. When you have a pro account, you can list as many as you want for $40 a month. eBay's other stores that are 21, 22, and then you start paying listing fees, that's only 250 listings if I remember correctly. So, if you don't have a big store, it might be a little cheaper, but compared to eBay, they're very similar in price. In fact, Amazon is cheaper once you hit that premium store level. So the fact that people are scared because they don't want to pay $40 a month is ludicrous. That's crazy, guys. $40 a month to run your business on Amazon? Come on, let's not nickel and dime here. Number 3 is FBA is confusing. People don't understand FBA and how it works, and so that's a fair thought process. But FBA, in sense of what it is easy. FBA is just a way of you sending all of your inventory to their warehouse. They store it, and when a customer buys it, they take care of packing it up, shipping it, sticking a label. You never have to do anything with it again. It's sitting in a warehouse, and when it sells, the money goes into your account and you're done. If it doesn't sell, maybe at some point you can call up Amazon, send them a message, say, hey, ship me my stuff back that hasn't sold, and they'll ship it back for you. That's as easy as FBA is. The hard part is the actual process of listing your items, and after they're listed, you know, processing them to Amazon, so they'll give you a shipping label and the weights and dimensions and boxing it up and sending it in. And there's a little more, you know, complication with that, but it's still not hard. Once you learn how to do it, it just becomes an everyday thing where you're like, hey, I bought 30 things today, let's box it up, let's get it in, let's stick the labels on and send it off to Amazon's warehouse. And then once it's out the door, you never have to think about it again until it sells or until it, you know, needs to come back. So FBA is not confusing. It's very, very easy. You could literally sit down and learn it in a couple of hours, top to bottom, no problem. So don't be overwhelmed by FBA. So the next thing is that everything on Amazon is gated. And while a lot of items are gated, restricted categories that you cannot sell. So what does that mean? It means there are products on Amazon that you and I are not allowed to sell because the original trademark owner, the manufacturer, the distributor, they're the only ones that allow their products to be sold by them or by authorized resellers that they have licensed. If you don't have that license, you are not allowed to sell it. And so Amazon will gate you, they'll restrict you, they'll block you. You cannot list that item, it won't let you. And when you scan it or look it up, they will tell you that you can't list it. So myth number one of this is that everything is gated. That's not true. There's a ton of things ungated. You can sell books, you can sell electronics, you can sell video games, and there are exceptions in each category where there are certain video games that are blocked, certain books that are blocked. There are certain electronics that are blocked, but most of them, you know, from every different category are open. And same goes for like grocery. Most groceries and makeup and beauty and things you can put on you or in your mouth or on your face, those are blocked. But there are some ways to get those ungated, so you can sell some of those in the grocery categories and you know, hair and makeup and all that stuff. So while some of it is gated, a lot of it is ungated and vice versa. So don't be scared of that. The second part B of that little part is that Amazon kind of controls the market and decides what you can and can't sell. And that's really not true. It's controlled by the manufacturers and the distributors. They're the ones that tells Amazon, we don't want other people selling it unless they get approval. So that's kind of something, don't worry about it. There are plenty of things that you can sell. You just have to scan. The other side of that is people are like, well, I don't want to buy a bunch of stuff, get it home and realize that I can't sell it. That's why you scan it and look it up while you're out buying it, just like you would look up something with a price. If this camera was selling for 100 bucks and it was at the store for 200, I would look it up and I wouldn't buy it because I can't make money on it. Just like I'm going to look it up and make sure I can sell it before I take it home. That makes sense because Amazon tells you on the app that you can or can't sell something once you learn how to look it up. Okay, so that's the next one. Next myth is that the return process on Amazon sucks. So this is the one I'm going to kind of agree with. It's not a myth, but it is kind of an exaggeration. So the return process on Amazon is done a little differently than eBay. Pretty much all returns are accepted straight away, like almost for any reason. There's very, very few exceptions to that. There's an A to Z claim on Amazon. If something's not as described, that's their item not as described. It's called A to Z claim. If you sent them a camera and the camera was cracked, they would open an A to Z claim and say, hey, I got a cracked camera. Amazon's gonna let them ship it back, get their refund, done. So there's three problems with the return process on Amazon. And again, I can go into this and explain it in depth deeper, which I'm gonna be doing. We're gonna be talking about it inside of my Rockstar Entrepreneur group, which is my yearly group. If you guys haven't joined it, you're missing out, you're losing out. These are discussions that we have, things that I teach people directly inside of this group, all about eBay and now Amazon a lot more. And of course, Sid with Poshmark. The group's 49 bucks for the whole year. I'll link it down below. All the questions you can ask answered inside of that group. It's amazing. The people in it are incredible as well. So thank all of you that are already a part of it for being there. So the returns. So they're almost always auto approved and they're hard to fight. So that kind of is crappy. So in a sense, sellers can lie and kind of get away with it. If you ship the item yourself from your house, FBM, whether you have a pro account, individual, doesn't matter. The item would need to ship back to you and then you could see it and issue the refund. Now, even if they sent you back a fraudulent return, you know, claiming that it's broken and it wasn't broken, or claiming that, oh, I just changed my mind, I sent it back and then it shows up broken, it's hard to fight with Amazon. You could certainly take photos, you could take video, you could file an IC3.gov website case. It's an internet crimes case For fraud, that's ic3.gov. That's where you file a fraud case. And then you can give Amazon or eBay or another platform the fraud case number, and usually they'll refund you. In most cases, like 95% of the time, they'll cover you. It's a really bad process. Buyers on Amazon can get away with fraudulent returns and item not as described a lot easier than eBay. eBay does help you out with that quite a bit. So that's kind of the second problem with the returns. And the third problem with the return process in Amazon is if you have merchandise at their warehouse that ships out to a customer and then the customer wants to return it, it's going to return to Amazon's warehouse, but it doesn't always get returned. Sometimes the customers get their refund before it's even returned to Amazon, or it's checked in and it just sits in limbo or it disappears. And so that happens. And so that's kind of a cost of doing business. If it's a cheap item, you just have to write off the 20 bucks and it happens. If it's a $100, $200 item, you can tend to fight for it and try to get your refund. But part of Amazon is cost of doing business. And so for the returns, I will argue that sometimes returns don't always work out great. Now, in 1 month, I was able to sell about 12 or 1,300 items. Christmas of 2017, we sold like 1,300 items, and I had 4 returns. 3 of them went perfectly smooth. The item came back, I refunded. For whatever various reason, one item was stuck in limbo. They refunded him. I think it was like $27. And I was out $27. But you know what? I sold 1,300 items that month, and I made like $8,000 clear in profit, $9,000 in profit in just that 1 month. So in the grand scheme of things, what was $27, right? For the right to be able to sell on Amazon. Okay, so the next one, getting paid is confusing on Amazon. They don't use PayPal. How do I get paid? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so payment on PayPal or on Amazon is exactly like eBay is about to become. Customer pays Amazon. Amazon collects the $20. They subtract the $3 for the fee or whatever the fee might be. Your balance on Amazon shows 17. After you buy the label for say $4, let's say you're shipping it yourself, the $4 comes out, your balance shows 13, and that's your balance. And then tomorrow you'll sell something that adds to it and sell something. And after 14 days, once every 14 days, the money transfers directly to your bank account and it shows up in your bank 24, 48 hours later. It's actually very easy. They take all the fees out. You never have an invoice to pay. All your shipping label is deducted right out of the money that's in that account. You just don't have access to it for 14 days. That's kind of the downside. Amazon requires that you have the capital and the money to allow it to sit in stock selling and then to sit inside of the account for 14 days in the event that it sells. Now you could sell an item on day 13, it goes into your balance, and then the very next day that transfers. So that item's money is actually available a day after it's sold. But the items that sold on day 1 take that full 14 days till you get them. Hopefully that makes sense. So it's actually, for me, I think it's easier and it's better. The 14-day hold period sucks. eBay is going to be transferring money every day. I wish Amazon would do that. There are some old-time sellers from way back when that are grandfathered that do get daily withdrawals. For them, that's great. They've been loyal to Amazon this long. They get that. For new sellers, it's 14 days. The platform in general is confusing. Listing items is hard. Adding products, it's not. It's actually easier than eBay. Click an item, quantity, short little description. In most cases, you can use the photos that are already on Amazon. Typically, you want to upload your own, and you're done. You can make a listing in just a minute or two. It's literally that easy. Amazon keeps a running inventory. If you happen to get another item that's similar or the same, you could just click add another, add the quantity, change the condition, change the price, write the description, and hit save, and it's done. It's on there. So honestly, I think the platform's much easier. The way that Amazon has the search where you select GoPro Hero 7, it brings up one result. You click that result, and then all the drop down of everyone that has it for sale is available right there. I think it's clean, I think it's easier, and I think it's really better. The last one is that Amazon charges a whole bunch of other fees that eBay doesn't. That's simply not true. So if you sell it out of your house, FBM, non-fulfilled by Amazon, it's called FBM, fulfilled by merchant, you will be charged a fee for the store, which is the same as eBay. They both have store fees. You'll be charged a final selling fee, just like eBay has. That fee is comparable. So remember, eBay charges 10%, but you're paying up to 4% for PayPal because it's 2.9 plus 30 cents, and depending on your average sale price, that can be anywhere from 0.5% up to 1.5%. So you're talking about almost 4%. That's 14% for eBay, 10 for the fee, and 4 for PayPal. That's 14%. Most of Amazon's selling fees, remember there's no PayPal transaction fee, so you're just paying the selling fee. They're about anywhere from 10 to 15, so it's pretty much the same. If you sell on FBA, you will incur 3 additional fees. You're going to incur a storage fee. Amazon charges you to store your merchandise at their headquarters. If it's small, normal size items, it's pennies per month. Literally, it could be anywhere from 3 to 5 cents a month. It's nothing. If it's there long term, 12 months, you know, and longer, then yes, it goes up a little bit. But storage fees are really not that much considering they're doing all the storage for you. Imagine what you would pay for an office or a storage facility. The second fee is the FBA fee. That's actually the physical fee for them to pick your item off their shelves, put it into the packaging or labeling it and sending it out to your customer. It's called pick and pack. It could be $1, it could be $1.50, it could be $2. It just depends on the item and the price. So you are paying that. And the third fee is the inbound shipping. You have to get your merchandise to Amazon's warehouse. So you are paying the shipping to get it into them, whereas from your house, you're just paying for the shipping out to the customer. Now, why are none of those really that big of a deal? Well, the storage, I just told you why it's not a big deal. The inbound shipping, you get a discount. So yeah, it is costing you more to get it to them, but then once you get it to them and it sends off to the customer that they send it to, it ships in a package that's way cheaper. If that was gonna cost $5 for us to get to a customer, Amazon's only spending $2.50 and taking off your account. And then so the inbound shipping that you spend, it kind of almost is a wash and evens out because you're paying $5 from you to ship it to a customer. You're paying $2.50 to ship it to Amazon and Amazon's spending $2.50 to ship it to the customer. It's not always that way, but for the most part, it's a wash. And the third reason why it doesn't really matter as far as like the FBA fee is, most of the time when you sell items on FBA, they're always sell for a higher price than selling it yourself because people have this weird imagination that just because it says FBA, it's coming from Amazon. No, it's still a third-party item. It's just coming from Amazon's warehouse. They don't know the difference. But they have this sense of peace of mind and blah, 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 and I'll spend $5 extra to get it from Amazon. And I'm like, facepalm, it's not actually Amazon. They don't know it, but they're willing to spend $5 extra to get it. So the other reason most of the time is that Amazon prices are already higher than eBay to begin with, and then FBA is even higher. So whatever you're getting on eBay, Amazon's outrunning that in most of the time. Anyway, I know there's some reverses and people buy off eBay to sell on Amazon and buy off Amazon to sell on eBay. I get it, but for the most part, Amazon prices are typically higher. So that is the last myth. I mean, and once you debunk all of these, I think a lot of you that are scared of Amazon are gonna be like, wow, if I had known all this, I would have been selling on Amazon a long time ago. And so there are problems with Amazon. Again, the returns process is probably my biggest pet peeve with them. It's not horrendous, it's not a deal breaker, it just costs you a few extra dollars here and there. Things happen. For the most part though, 98% of buyers are honest and they're good. They'll send your item back. They won't lie about it. Again, it's just like on eBay, it's 1 in 1,000. And you know what, the amount of money that you're gonna make will way offset the 1 or 2 dumb buyers that you'll get or the liars or the scammers. So you don't have to worry about that. And really, you know, outside of that, the fees, the store costs, everything is way outweighed by the increase in sale price and the ease and the FBA storage. It's all really easy and good to go. I think probably the biggest second problem would be the gating and restrictions. And that's just a matter of just finding items you can sell and not worrying about the items that you can't sell. You can't do anything about it. If you can't get ungated, then just pass on those items and go buy something else. So hopefully this has cleared up a whole lot of questions you guys have on Amazon. If you're interested in going deeper, by all means, join the group. It's linked below. It's worth every penny of the 49 bucks. I will help you with Amazon. We'll do live Q&As. We'll walk through it. We'll answer the rest of your questions. We'll teach you how to do FBA, teach you how to do all this stuff. It's all going to be put together for you, and that group is really your first step. And we're going to have, like I said, down the road in the next few weeks, a whole bunch of videos on step-by-step Amazon and a how-to and everything put together. So I can't wait for that. So just make sure you're there. And if not, we'll miss out on you and you'll miss out on your chance for selling on Amazon and making some money. Thanks so much as always, guys. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. I'd love to get to 100,000 as soon as possible. I want that play button that Steve Rakin got. And until then, I appreciate all the support from all of you that are subscribed, that watch these videos and give them thumbs up. And I will see you again tomorrow on Monday. Have a wonderful night, and thank you guys so much.